Sunday morning. Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. And thank you for subscribing and commenting on my channel. Today it's showing on this talk, I'm going to be sharing parts of it. There's problems between man and woman's marriage. When possible, this could be talking about elders who's leaving their wife's home and going conducting Bible studies. And Watchtower is realizing there's complaints that people having problems with the marriage arrangement, and it's destroying the marriages because they're putting too many hours someplace else when they should be working or fixing their own problems in their own homes. So we're going to get into this talk, and we'll take it from there.
Also, too, a husband, that is, must provide spiritually for his wife, more so than anything.
First of all, I won't bring this out before we go any further. This providing spiritual for your wives is nothing but hogwash, dirty talk, trashing, however you want to look at it. It's a bunch of nonsense. Because first of all, if you want to get true spiritual building up, you go to the Bible. You don't need any religion, and you don't need Jehovah Witnesses influence you any way in their teachings, because their spirituality has destroyed many people, destroyed families, causing problems in the bedroom, causing problems, one's committing suicide, trying to get out of a abusive family member without losing their home, the other person. Because Watchtower has a policy to shun a person who disobey, do not want to be listen to the lies of what the elders has been telling them, and all the way up to the top, from Watchtower to the governing body. I got a Bob White quail outside wanting to put his 2 cents in. So let's continue a little bit more.
Else. Now, many times what we'll do is we'll put forth great effort to conduct somebody else's Bible study. I mean, we'll go out in a storm or blizzard. I've got to conduct this Bible study. This is a new study. But what about our family worship? See, are we taking that same time, that same energy? Do we still have that same desire to study with our wives, to be able to share what we've garnered spiritually? Or do we talk to them about the experiences that we've had in the ministry? Do we work with them, that is, in the field ministry? Do we encourage them in the ministry as well? When we are praying at night, one of the brothers said that what he does is that he asks his wife, is there anything that you'd like for me to mention in my prayer? Well, she may have something specific that she'd like to have you present to Jehovah God. So,
yes, husband, please tell Jehovah that I've been married to you for 15, 20 years, and you never gave me an orgasm. I don't know how it feels. Please tell me Tell Jehovah, I give you orgasm, but you don't give me one. Please tell Jehovah. Wow.
So again, being a good provider, materially and spiritually, can help us to garner the deep respect of our wives. Also showing his wife honor as to a weaker vessel. It's in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. Let's take a look at that. 1 Peter chapter 3.
A woman, a weaker vessel. Heck, men are a weaker vessel in this false religion because they don't stand up and protect the families. When something makes no sense in this false religion, they rather believe a lie than seek the truth. Why? Watchtower keeps changing their doctrines. So don't blame the wife if she's spiritual weak. You are spiritual weak yourself, because you're not getting the good, proper food at the proper time from the Bible. You're relying on Watchtower's teaching. You're relying on the elders. You're relying on those 7 men you call the governing body. You're not putting faith in the real Bible teaching. So you can't help your wife spiritually when you have not an ounce of goodness and true spiritual of understanding the Bible. You will not ever find it in Jehovah's Witnesses religion.
In verse 7. At 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 7, there it says, you husbands in the same way continue dwelling with them according to knowledge, assigning them honor as to a weaker vessel, the feminine one, since they are also heirs with you of undeserved favor of life, in order for your prayers not to be hindered. So again, the Bible talks about showing honor to our wives. Well, one of the ways that we could show honor to our wives can be when it comes to sexual relations. You see, we wouldn't be the sort of husband that would feel that sexual relations is just a physical act that we perform for our own satisfaction. But no, he would be concerned about his wife's needs as well. So,
yeah, just what I just brought out, a woman asking her husband to ask Jehovah so she can have orgasms. Watchtower has forbidden foreplay in the bedroom department to please each other, mostly please a wife. It takes a wife longer to get aroused, to even have an orgasm, than a man. But if the man doesn't know how to use foreplay, or even to allow to have foreplay, so his wife have orgasms, then how can he please his wife? How can he make love to her? How can she feel the sensational of having that feeling what an orgasm is, when you're not allowed to do that? Which I brought that out in my previous video. They only tell you what they want you to do. If a woman doesn't even know what orgasm is, then she would never experience it. She would never know what it is. But when you start hearing women in different places talk about many orgasms they have, and a person walks up and says, "What is an orgasm?" You never had an orgasm? No, it's forbidden. It's forbidden for husbands to give us orgasms. Just like I mentioned in my last video, someone told me that several Jehovah's Witnesses' wives was talking to each other. None of them had orgasms, even know how it felt. But that's part of their body function to have orgasm, just like it's for a man. So he's trying to say you please your wife, but he doesn't tell him there's ways to please her, but do not go over our rules of doing it.
So it wouldn't be a matter of a husband satisfying himself and then turning over to the wall and going to sleep. But no, he would be concerned about his wife's needs as well. He'd want to show tenderness and love and know that it's not just an isolated sex drive and that she's not just an object of sexual satisfaction, but it's an opportunity for him to demonstrate his love and tenderness for her. He also should be concerned about his wife's health, his welfare, her welfare, that is. Remember Christ Jesus, when he looked at his disciples, he said to them, "Come and rest up a bit." So do we look at our wives and say, "Honey, you need a vacation," or "Why don't you just take time off? Let me help out with this or that." We would never want to treat her as an inferior just because she may be physically weaker. Maybe it's a time for her monthly cycle. Some men have a very strange outlook on the monthly cycle because their wives are not able to meet the same demands during those particular times. They get irritated.
Yes, a bunch of them does get irritated of the monthly cycle because it takes the strength away and they have cramps and all that. And I guarantee if a man had those problems, they would be uncomfortable too. So some things they talk about compassion, love, but if you rip it apart, you see they can't give you all the answers, because if you do, you will leave this false religion, you will leave this dangerous cult, because it will destroy your marriage one way or another. Let's continue.
But it should actually be the exact opposite. See, this would be an opportunity for a husband to show love to his wife. So, honey, I know you're on your monthly cycle. Can I do the mopping? Can I wash this time? Can I take care of the dishes? Is there anything that I can do in order to be able to help?
This is what it's supposed to be. But in many cases, the woman is forced to take care of the house. The woman is forced to support her husband in this religion, while he sits around on his lazy ass and not doing nothing. Expects everything but does nothing. So where's the love in that? When wives comes to the elders and tell them their husband's not doing nothing for them. Oh, you got to be a better wife. It must be your fault, the reason he's punishing you. But not putting the blame is because the guy is nothing but a lazy bum. And you expect a wife to give to a lazy bum who doesn't deserve to be in the bedroom, doesn't deserve to be in her house? There is no honor in these marriages when Watchtower has forced men to be hateful to their wives. They don't mean to be hateful, it's just programmed to be hateful. Just like my dad was a real nice, loving husband till he got involved as Jehovah's Witnesses. Now he's the worst man that I ever met. It turns good people into hateful, bitter people. That's all this cult does.
So a husband would certainly not make the same demands on his wife during that particular time. Yes, he would show her that he loves her as his own body. In fact, he would convince her that he's ready, like Christ Jesus, to even die for her. So,
die for her? Well, let me tell you a little story that was told to me. This big man, I'm going to say at the time he might have been 500 pounds. He grabbed his wife, hold her still in front of him, because there was a dog was going after him. And he was pushing his wife in front of the dog so the dog would attack her, but not him. The dog didn't want to attack her. He wanted to attack him. To protect and to die? No, this man was a friggin' coward. And trying to get his wife to get hurt. And this is what she told me. That is a bastard. And he was raised as a Jehovah's Witness from birth to protect his future wife. Come on, people. It's time to wake up. Let's continue.
So you see, the role of a husband, if he were to do those things, can't you see where the deep respect would come from his wife? We also have to be aware of the emotional makeup of our wives and her desire to feel needed and appreciated. As husbands, we never want to take for granted, say, a meal or whatever the case might be. Do we say thank you, please, I enjoyed that, I appreciated that meal, it was really wonderful, and make her feel that she's needed. Also, too, she needs to be talked to. We have to take time out to talk to our wives. And not only talk to our wives, but to listen. You know, sometimes by the time we get home at the end of the day, we're done. And we say, well, I really just want to be by myself and get myself together. But you see, we also would want to make time for our wives so that they would have our full attention.
Why do you think he's here in that congregation giving this talk, because they know, they hear rumors, problems in the marriage area, in people's homes, the ones who are called Jehovah's Witnesses. I encourage you to listen to our videos, to hear the real truth, what's going on. Because to this is just like a normal talk to a Jehovah's Witness. It's to encourage them so they won't have problems. I'm sorry, but there are many problems. Because this wicked religion is so corrupt from the bottom all the way to the top. I encourage you, I am begging you to do research like we have. Because if you don't, talks like this, it's not going to save your marriage. It's going to be he's going to be sitting there, or she's going to be saying, I told you that's what I want. I told you you need to give me more respect. So it makes more problems. To eliminate the problem is to get out of this false religion. Get out of the false doctrines of Watchtower. So y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.